Good morning, everyone. It is Tuesday, March the 7th, 2023, and thank you for joining us for Up to the Minute. I am Andrea Bonner. I'm the chair of Consumer Arts and Sciences Center of Excellence at Houston Community College. I'm filling in for Todd Duplantis today. So joining me today is Benjamin Escobar, who is an HCCTV videographer and HCC filmmaking student. He's going to share how to find us today. Benjamin?
Yeah, well, good morning, Andrea. Nice to see you.
Good to see you.
Yeah, so we're live on Houston Community College District Facebook page, not HCC, but Houston Community College District. And we're also on YouTube. We're also on LinkedIn, Twitter, and on HCCTV, our own TV channel, where you can catch a rebroadcast of this show at noon, 5, and 10 p.m. Monday through Friday.
Perfect. Thanks, Benjamin. So today for Tasty Tuesday, we are revisiting a place with great Mexican food that's also good for us. So sign me up for that, because it's vegan and delicious. Today, we're going to be talking to Mr. David Arreguin. He is the owner from Cascabel Mexican Vegan Restaurant for Tasty Tuesday. Hi, David. We're going to be with you shortly, okay?
Hello. Yes, ma'am.
Great. But first, we continue to recognize Women's History Month, talking about women and gender studies. I'm happy to welcome Dr. Melinda Mejia, who is the program coordinator for Interdisciplinary Studies in Humanities. She's also an instructor for Women and Gender Studies certificate here at HCC. Welcome back to the program, Melinda.
Thank you, Dr. Bonner. Thank you for having me here. I'm happy to be a guest today.
Absolutely. You came highly recommended to us as a guest because of your regular curriculum with the humanities studies. So talking to you this week is also significant because tomorrow is International Women's Day, which is celebrated around the world to further push toward gender parity. So let's begin with you telling us a little bit about why Women's History Month is important to you.
Definitely. So I think something to take into consideration, right, is that women are making history every single day, right? So this month is that time when we take a special moment out to recognize and celebrate those stories that have not been told in the past, that we need to celebrate more, that we need to be more aware of. So anything from the more familiar stories like Rosa Parks and Amelia Earhart to Dorothy Vaughan and Elena Ochoa, who are less recognized women also in astronautics, right? And in my field also writers like Gloria Ansaldúa and Maria Cristina Mena and Leonor Villegas de Magnon. So it's important because it's reparative, right? It's this moment that we're taking to bring to light those stories that have not been told enough yet. And so we need to take this time and celebrate.
I love that. You mentioned some names that I haven't heard before, so I'm going to look those up. So thank you for that. So tell us about HCC's Women and Gender Studies certificate.
Yes, so we offer in the Interdisciplinary Studies program, we offer an associate's degree with a specialization in women and gender studies. So we can do it that way. That would be you sign up to do interdisciplinary studies as your associates, and then you pick a specialization of which women and gender studies is one of them. Or you can get the institutional certificate, which is a similar degree plan. It's just 12 hours that you would include with any major at HCC. And the classes are women and gender studies focused. So you have things like minority studies class, but one that will focus again mainly on women historical figures, sociological issues that women face, so on and so forth.
I love hearing about new certificates and programs that I wasn't aware of. So thank you for sharing that. So tell me, who are some great women in humanities? I know that there's a lot that you probably can't list all of them, but give us a few that come to mind right now.
Yeah, so I'm going to list a few that I personally work with. So Gloria Ansaldúa is a Mexican-American writer. She sort of comes to recognition in the 80s, and she's writing about the issues that face Mexican-American women in that time period. We also have Maria Cristina Mena, who was one of the first women to be published with Mexican-American women to be published in popular culture magazines in the U.S., a storyteller, a story writer. And then one that I've been working on, doing some research at the University of Houston archives. They have archives of her her material, her collection, and her name is Leonor Villegas de Magnon. And she was an activist and nurse during the Mexican Revolution who put together nurses from both this side of the border and the Mexican side of the border and treated injured soldiers. But what was interesting about her and her group is that they also kind of worked as spies and messengers for the Mexican revolutionaries. And she wrote an autobiography about this. Had a very hard time finding a publisher, so she then rewrote it in English. So she wrote it both in Spanish and in English, and eventually Arte Público over at University of Houston publishes her work, but way after it's written. But she's an amazing story that you should look into.
Oh, I definitely will look into that. Thank you for sharing her story. So your department has sponsored some events coming up to celebrate Women's History Month. What are those? Tell us a little bit more about that.
Yes, ma'am. We have Gabriela Magaña. Is actually both of these are in the future. They're coming up. So Gabriela Magaña will be here Tuesday, March 28th at the A-Leaf campus. And she's going to be talking about our women in the arts and represented in that as a field. And she's herself an artist and she's an HCC alumni. So we're very happy to have her as guest on March 28th. And Linda Garcia Merchant will be here as well March 29th. And she's going to be talking about the digital humanities and her work with other scholars in the digital humanities, other scholars of multi-generational Chicana feminists. So.
Well, that sounds like, a lot of great events and things that you have coming up. Thank you for sharing that, because I wasn't aware, and I'm sure a lot of our public is not aware of all those events. So I will definitely check them out. Is there anything else that you could share with the viewers that are new to like your certificate or anything that you guys are doing in the department? Like I said, I wasn't aware that we offered such certificates. We're so siloed sometimes at HCC that I don't think people know. And I think it's really good for you to share these things, not only with the public, those of us that work at HCC. Anything else that you'd like to share? I think you went back on mute, Dr. Mejia.
Thank you. Yes, absolutely. We offer different classes in the humanities and different certificates, including the African American Studies Certificate, the Mexican American Studies Certificate, and the Global Studies Certificate. And so all of these have a similar approach in the sense that we're kind of highlighting stories that are not as commonly told and commonly worked into our early curriculum in public education. So we'd love to have you come, talk to us. You can always email me, Melinda Mejia. You can look up our information on the HCC website. Just look up Humanities Program, and we're happy to, talk you through the classes and the different offerings of degrees that we offer, and just to, have you get to know us.
That's perfect. Where are you Are you at a certain campus, or are online, or?
Yeah. So the best way to get in touch with us is over email. So my email is melinda.mejia@hccs.edu. And our dean is over on East Side, but she's hard to get a hold of. She'll be everywhere. So she's everywhere at once. So the best way to get in touch with us is over email.
Perfect, Dr. Mejia. Well, like I said, you mentioned some other things, African American studies, Mexican American studies, all of those things that, again, we're not aware of. So it's really good to hear about that. And I certainly will be emailing you. But we want to thank you, Dr. Mejia, who, again, is the program coordinator for Interdisciplinary Studies in Humanities. You're also a humanities instructor, and over Women in Gender Studies certificate. We'll have your information in our post after the show. Okay. So thank you so much for joining us today. Thank you. I think next we have Benji, who's going to be moving on to Mr. David Arreguin, who is the owner of Cascabel Mexican Restaurant.
Yeah, like you said, David Arreguin, owner of Cascabel Mexican Vegan Restaurant, and our Tasty Tuesday guest. Welcome back to the show, David.
Hello, Benji. How are you? Thank you.
Good. We're glad to have you back, and we're looking forward to hearing about some of the specials y'all have whipped up for rodeo season.
Oh yeah, for sure.
First, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, no, for sure. This time we got something rodeo inspired.
Awesome. And I love rodeo. Like, don't get me, I think I've been 5 nights already. So, but first, let's remind our viewers about your vegan Mexican restaurants. Yeah.
So we're here in Spring Branch and Memorial side, 1415 Mary Bay Street. Houston's first authentic Mexican restaurant. So we have everything from enchiladas, tacos, tortas. And then we get every week we do a crazy special. I think we've been open for 3 years, so we're over 100 specials already. So we've done 100 different plates that aren't Mexican tradition. We try to get inspiration from somewhere else. So last week we did a barbecue chimichanga, and this week we're doing corn dogs with curly fries.
Okay. So those are more like the rodeo specials. But what are some of your more popular dishes, would you say?
Oh, I would say right now our fan favorites is actually the birria tacos. We serve it with, we give you 3 crunchy tacos with mozzarella cheese inside, a side of broth, and then a stack of birria. So you kind of put your tacos together, you dip it in the broth, and then you devour it. We also have a crunchy wrap that sells really, really good for anybody that misses Taco Bell and has stirred away to a more healthy diet. We got a crunchy wrap that is almost the same with organic ingredients and made from scratch.
Okay. Well, first of all, also one more thing I want to tell you: congrats on 3 years of business, man. It's not easy out there, like especially in this very competitive market that Houston is. Congrats on that for sure.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
So with rodeo going on, like we said, tell us about those specific plates. And you said you had some on there on the table.
Yeah, I have something here, and today I wanted to give back to the community with a little recipe of this particular special. And the reason why is I've really never seen it veganized at any other restaurant. So I was like, how great to do it here and give out the recipe. Everybody can try it. So I'm going to go ahead and start. I got the same thing that we use for the original corn dog, cornmeal, yellow cornmeal. And I have right here about half a cup because I'm only doing a recipe for about 6-7 hot dogs or corn dogs. And then I have half a cup of all-purpose flour. So then we get that combination first. I have a pinch of salt. And I also have almost a teaspoon of baking powder. And then once I give this a little mix here, make sure all my flours are combined together. And it's super quick. This should take no more than 5 minutes to really put together. A lot of people on the original recipe, they'll use buttermilk to bond the flour. And what I figured out is if we use Just Egg that you can buy from any Sprouts or any Whole Foods, H-E-B, Kroger, everybody has a Just Egg now. It's a substitute for egg. And then I use oat milk. And the reason why I use oat milk is because oat milk actually has a gluten compound in there. So it serves as bonding as well. So you combine those two and you really don't need the dairy protein and the stuff that normally people use for like pancakes and waffles and all that good stuff. And then you're going to want to get like not a thick consistency, but almost like, and not super liquidy, but very in between. So you can, so the hot dogs, make sure that they coat. Usually what I do once I have this ready, I'll transfer it to a cup that's almost the size of the hot dog. That way it's like a perfect dip. And you kind of easier to coat it all the way through. And then the secret is actually to scratch these up. So you scratch these up. And I don't know, I worked in construction, and whenever we would put tile and anything that's super smooth, we would have to create a texture wherever it's going on to. So then that's another thing with making vegan things. A lot of stuff doesn't stay together. So you have to figure out how you want to put everything together. So then your hot dog, you dip it, and you're going to get something like this right here.
Wow. I like how you said that you brought some of that experience from construction.
For sure.
To the food.
I had to. Yeah, I had to, or else I couldn't come up with all these amazing dishes here for sure.
Man, that looks amazing, honestly. And I see the patio. I see, and I understand that you have a good brunch business also.
For sure.
This is the season for it, right? I mean,
yeah, this is the season right now, and I think we started spring pretty early, not like last year. I think last year was still kind of chilly.
We're still cold. I remember.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So then now we started early. So last Sunday, the Sunday just passed, we debuted our band again. So we always have them in the summertime. So we started them early. Usually we get them here in May. We started it early in spring. So Sunday they're here. Every Sunday you'll find live music from 11 to 3 p.m. here. and specials on mimosas, margaritas, and then that day we do flavored mimosa. So we'll have a hibiscus, a pineapple, and then the original orange mimosa. And the crazy special is that we're doing now is for $15, unlimited mimosas, as many as you can drink. The bottomless mimosas here on Sunday.
Don't tell me that, because
yeah. And today, guys, if y'all are watching this, y'all want to come. Today is Taco Tuesday. $2 tacos only on Tuesdays here at Cascabel. So it's if it gives you an opportunity to come try, super affordable, and yeah, for sure, I invite everybody.
For sure. And I heard you said live music at Cascabel.
Yeah,
so like what type of music are we talking about?
It's international. Yeah, it's international. These guys play from Ed Sheeran to Michael Jackson to Romeo Santos to cumbias. They mix it up. Yeah, they mix it up. They take requests and then they'll YouTube the lyrics. And then they got a band. They're professionals. They have instruments, so they'll figure it out. They'll acapella, whatever it takes. Yeah.
Perfect. And also with this vegan thing, what inspired you to make a restaurant that was just vegan Mexican food? What was the cause behind that?
So the cause, I want to say in the beginning, it was so I have a partner. Her name is Crystal, and she was the one that whenever we would get together and eat and stuff, I noticed that she was very specific on what she ate. I had no clue of what vegan was in depth, but she's the one that introduced it to me. And then I've always cooked for a hobby. I've done construction Monday to Friday, and then Saturdays and Sundays I'm cooking, and it would take the stress away from me, right? So I made something quick for her, blew her mind, and I would do little pop-ups on the weekend. And that's what kind of like pushed me towards getting the restaurant, because I always say, do something you love, right? And I thought I loved construction, but I really loved cooking. I just didn't know I could make a living from cooking. So then that was the whole thing. It's honestly is one, that the health behind it, and then it's something that I really love doing. So like how cool combining those two. Yeah.
That's an amazing story, man. I love to hear that you went from, like I said earlier, you went from construction, now you're doing like the food industry.
Yeah.
I'm glad for y'all, man.
Yeah, thank you so much.
So being vegan, I mean, there's definitely plates. Like I know I'm Salvadorian, and if I think about it, my favorite plate, it's basically this breakfast plate that's in the morning. It's fried eggs with plátanos, refried beans and cream. So basically it's a vegetarian plate, which I came to realize that later. But what's one of those plates that people, when they go there, are like, vegan, but like once they try it, they're like, wow. Like, is there anything that you have on the menu like that?
It's crazy that you said it, because you're Salvadorian. I just had on for Valentine's, we had a couple special, and it was a stack of pupusas, and they were heart shaped, because I was like, I wanted to make some.
Okay.
I was like, pupusas. So we made heart shaped pupusas. People are mind blown. They're messaging us on Instagram. They're sending us messages on Facebook, emails, if we can add it to the menu, even if it's not heart shaped regular ones, but just add pupusas to our menu. So that's one thing that was like, what I was not expecting it, right? Because I did it one time, first time.
Yeah.
I never cooked pupusas ever in my life, but I figured out a recipe. We got together in the kitchen and we made them, and now people are requesting them a lot. Yeah, for sure. That's one.
And what did you fill them up? Because I know we definitely have vegan options for pupusas. Yeah. I mean, you could even put we put them calabaza, which is like squash, or sometimes beans, stuff like that, or loroco. I don't know if you ever had loroco before.
I have had, and I was gonna go towards loroco, but I went another crazy route. So I did bean and cheese, which is traditional, and then I did a jackfruit carnitas. So what I did is I make carnitas here with jackfruit. So this time I made it super crispy, almost into like chicharrón. And then I blended that with the bell peppers and the onions and everything that they use in the traditional recipe. And it's called mixta, the pupusa mixta, with the cheese and the meat and stuff. But instead I used jackfruit as my protein. And that's the one that people were mind blown. They were like, this is not meat. Because since it was crunchy and chewy because of the process, they were like, and then the taste was there. I mean, the flavors are always vegetarian. What's not vegetarian is the base that you end up using for a plate. That's what ends up not being. But all these spices and all these salts and all these seasonings, they don't have an animal in it. So the flavor of the pupusa was on point. Yeah.
Wow. I'm mind blown, man. I think I'm about to go. You definitely need to put them on the menu now.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Now, hey, after this, I think I'm gonna get more messages to be putting them.
What?
I'm gonna try it. Yeah.
Yeah. So man, just tell us where this amazing restaurant is at. That way people know. Give us the address. Give us all your info, social media, anything.
Got it. So yeah, we're in Spring Branch. We're right across Memorial. The big intersection is Gessner. We're right by I-10 and on Long Point. You can find us 1415 Mary Bay Street, Houston, Texas, 77080. And then for all the insights, everything about the restaurant, at Cascabel Vegan on Instagram and on Facebook, both. And I've noticed that some of our waitresses, they got us on TikTok too. So if y'all do TikTok, y'all put at Cascabel Vegan on TikTok. There's all these customers and staff members that they have made their videos here in the restaurant. So you'll see all kinds of stuff there too as well. And then hopefully that's gonna get people to come try us and give vegan a chance for the non-vegan eaters, for sure. Yeah,
for sure. Thank you so much, David Arreguin. He's the owner of Cascabel Mexican Vegan Restaurant and our Tasty Tuesday guest. And all of the info you gave us, we'll have it on our post after the show. So thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much, Benji. Thank you. God bless, guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you. See ya.
That is awesome. I cannot wait to go visit. I'm not vegan, but I might very well switch after hearing that segment. So thank you. Yeah. Well, let's talk a little bit about our news and announcements before we close out the show. So today, Love Shouldn't Hurt Counseling Services Workshop. HCC Counseling Presentation is offering a virtual presentation by the Houston Area Women's Center called Love Shouldn't Hurt. It's happening today, Tuesday, March 7th, and you can check our post after the show to register. So it'll be coming up shortly after that. So Benji, tell us a little bit about the STEM innovation.
Yeah, so if you got a big idea, join the STEM Innovation Challenge. Help HCC submit its best STEM ideas to the Community College Innovation Challenge by bringing ideas and teams together for this competitive submission. They're due at the end of March, but info sessions are being held to explain more about them. Coming up, we have the Business Model Canvas by Robbie Brambart. That's going to take place Wednesday, March 8th from 4 to 6 p.m. at HCC Central. There's also like a virtual hybrid sign up. You don't have to be a STEM student or faculty to participate. Registration information, we'll have it on our post after the show. So definitely join.
Awesome. March Madness, one of my favorite times of year. Then we've got the Wellness Center events that are happening during March Madness. So you can join HCC Central's fun lineup of March Madness events. I'm on Central Campus, so I need to take advantage of this. We've got the 3-point shootout tomorrow, March the 8th from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. And you can find out more details and register by emailing daniel.lawson@hccs.edu. Don't be surprised if you hear that I won the 3-point shootout contest. All right, tell us I think we got some Earth Day stuff coming up too, Benji.
Yeah, we do. End plastic pollution. Earth Day posters are due Friday. HCC's Vast Academy and Barnes and Noble are sponsoring an Earth Day poster competition with the theme to end plastic pollution. Students can win discounts at HCC bookstores. Posters will be judged on originality and creative expression. Like I said, the deadline for the artwork is due Friday, March 10th. So you probably have a little bit of time, folks. So check out our post after the show for an email for submissions and details.
Awesome. HCC wants you leading through student government. Want to be a student leader on campus or use your voice to help our HCC Eagles? Looking for great networking opportunities? How about joining the student government? There are going to be info sessions about the elections coming up soon from 8:30 to 10 on Thursday, March the 9th. It's going to be held at the A-Leaf Hayes campus. I'm actually there today. And then 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Thursday at the Katy campus. And we're going to have registration information again after the show. So summer registration, I can't believe it, already coming up. Tell us about that, Benji.
Yeah, summer registration has officially begun. HCC is still offering smaller and more intensive spring sessions, so you can still sign up for those. But not only that, we have our summer sessions open. All of our courses are definitely available for online anytime, online on a schedule, hybrid, in-person, hybrid lab. And just to learn more about these HCC program start dates and options to cover costs, go to hccs.edu/apply. Again, hccs.edu/apply, folks. So coming up, we have Bridget Wilson of the HCC's Vast Academy. Will be here to talk about the Earth Day poster competition we just discussed and her plan to end plastic pollution. And I think we have another guest coming up as well, right?
Absolutely. Commander Artina Walker from the HCC police staff will return to tell us how they're celebrating this month while also keeping us safe. They always keep us safe. I love our HCC police department. And later this week for Thursday Family Fun Day, we celebrate Women's History Month with a discussion about the Fly Girls of World War II as the 1940s Air Terminal Museum pays tribute to the Women Air Force Service pilots, or the WASPs, who flew thousands of missions during that war. So thank you for joining us. Thank you, Benji, for being my co-host today. You are awesome. Definitely. We'll see you guys next time. Take care.